Welcome back, Jayhawks. I'm Gianna.
And I'm Annie. And this is week 10, I believe, of the first semester of school. We just had a pretty exciting weekend here in Lawrence. How was your weekend, Gianna?
It was great. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so Halloween weekend is near and dear to my heart. Had a good time. What about you?
It was pretty good. The weather, I wish could have been a little warmer just for the Halloween costumes, but I was pretty pleased with the Halloween costumes overall. Looking at everyone's, I mean, could have stepped it up a little, but I mean, can't complain.
I know, with all the rain and like with the temperature dropping almost like 50 degrees.
It's like we went from like 70s and then skipped to winter. We skipped our fall weather. Like I could use a nice 55, 60 degree day.
That's what I'm saying.
It's 32 degrees, so it's fine. But talking about bad weather, the lightning delay for the Oklahoma game this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Where I live, I could see all the people, like crowds of people walking up the Corbin Hill. It was crazy. We were like, what happened?
All the Oklahoma fans doing their walk of shame.
Well, actually, I think it was mostly KU fans. A lot of Oklahoma people stayed, but then they called the delay and then they left.
Yeah.
But it was pretty packed.
It was pretty packed. I knew a lot of people there, which is surprising.
I feel like not a lot of people go, especially for how the weather was. I mean, it was chilly.
It was coming down.
I think it was actually 30 degrees without the wind chill, and then plus the rain. You guys are troopers.
I know, and early in the morning, 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah, being out there at 7 a.m. That's when the tailgate started. You guys are great. I'll give you your credit.
But also going off football, my home team, Denver Broncos, beat the Chiefs.
Yes, first time since 2015.
Oh yeah, almost 10 years, which is insane. Yeah. But finally pulled through.
Yes, they've even
gotta represent Colorado.
I heard they played "Shake It Off" for Travis to embarrass him. I love that. Gotta shove it in their face. I think Peyton Manning was the last time.
He was
the quarterback last time they won, which when I lived in Colorado, that was like around that time, which is crazy. Puts it in perspective. But daylight savings this Sunday, which really
doesn't feel real at all.
Winter's coming. I mean, it's here.
How lovely! Can't wait for it to be dark outside at 5 p.m.
I know. You walk home from class and the sun will be setting.
Oh yeah.
This is my first time wearing my winter jacket today as well. It's crazy.
I know everyone on campus is all in their puffers,
beanies,
long pants, beanies,
big boots, layering. At least it's sunny though.
Oh yeah.
Like from this weekend, we needed some sun. It was needed.
Yeah, the gloom was.
It was
really
the
gloomy.
Gloom. This was the most. It's a perfect gloomy weekend though, with Halloween being here, 4 Halloween movies.
Oh yeah.
Gianna and I watched a couple. What'd we watch?
We watched Coraline, The Corpse Bride, and
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
That's not necessarily Halloween, but it's fall.
Great fall movies. And we also had a little Disney marathon with all the Disney Channel TV show Halloween episodes.
We hit up Wizards of Waverly Place and Sweet Life on Deck.
Sweet Life
of Zach and Cody.
Yeah,
Not on Deck.
The original.
And then I think I watched one on my own, but I can't remember what it was.
Not important because I wasn't there.
Not important.
Exactly.
After break, our guest is our technical director, Grace Johnson, to talk about working for Rock Chalk Video. That should be pretty exciting.
Awesome.
To get into it.
Okay, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back right after the break.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. My name is Blake Ullman, and I'm here with Grace Johnson, who's actually the one behind the scenes running everything, making this show go on. But aside from just working here at Good Morning KU, you're also working for Rock Chalk Video. Can you tell us a little bit about what Rock Chalk Video is for people who haven't heard about that, even though I'm sure once you hear about it, you've seen the content.
Right. So Rock Chalk Video is our in-house production for the athletic department. You're probably going to see us at like the football games. We're the ones running the cameras all around the stadiums, along with, of course, Fox and ESPN. But we do all the in-house. We're the ones that run that video board, so where you see like the Papakino's pizza shuffles, we run that off from our in-house production studio. It's a mix of students and full-timers. So it's a pretty good mix of people, I'd say, but it's definitely a fun job, and it's really good for our people who want to work in ESPN, and it's great for students.
Yeah, absolutely. What's kind of your role there? Like, do you do some of the same things for Media Crossroads as you do for them?
Yeah, so as students, we kind of get put into every position possible. So you'll run audio, cameras. I also TD there for like volleyball, which is what I do here, technical directing, basically just pushing the buttons that go to the boards. But it's really nice to be a student there because you get a lot of practice in different positions. You're not really on the same thing over and over. Once the season goes on and you find what you really like, you will be, but at the beginning, especially at the beginning of working there, you get to try a ton of different positions, and they're all very interesting and very important to know in the industry. So you kind of get a wide umbrella of things under your belt.
Yeah, it's always great to try a little bit of everything, see what you like.
Absolutely.
For you personally, what are kind of your favorites? Are there any projects that stick out that you're like, you know, this was a cool thing that I got to do?
Definitely just getting to work for late night is so fun. I run Crossfire for late night this year. Basically, Crossfire is the one that, it's the software that sends the videos to the video board, if that makes sense. So that was a lot of fun. I got to do it last year as well, so I loved seeing Shaq. He was great. I liked Flowrida this year as well, but that's definitely an event that stuck out. But on top of working cameras and in-game productions, we also do a lot of editing and shooting for sports. So probably my first video I got to edit for soccer was a lot of fun. I actually got to do it with one of my really close friends. So going out and being able to shoot like more of an artsy, creative role rather than just like a play-by-play is a lot of fun, and it's been really nice to kind of get more editing skills and just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. So as kind of a journalism student who I'm assuming working here, working there, pretty interested in video and kind of the broadcast world. But kind of, what can you say for kind of like the experience and like how this working there, would you say it helps prepare you for a job after graduation, something you'd be interested in?
I definitely like to hope so. I feel like it's giving me a lot of really good working time with a lot of people from ESPN. We have a lot of time with athletic directors and just in-house production producers. So that's a lot of fun, but it's definitely a great way to get involved with ESPN.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
Being on air. It's been great talking with you, and we'll be right back after the break with Antonique on the news.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant. Rising. On this summit, callings converge. Voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good. For greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back, Jayhawks. I'm Antonique, and this is your Monday Good Morning KU News Update. The war in the Middle East continues, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling the world that it won't end until the Hamas is destroyed. Israel sent ground troops to the northern part of Gaza in what is being called Phase 2 of the operation. According to BBC News, thousands of people have broken into aid depots in Gaza to get basic supplies like flour and soap. Former U.S. Vice President Mike Pence has withdrawn his name from the 2024 presidential race. Citing lack of both funds and support from the Republican voters, Pence said that while he was leaving the campaign, he would still fight for conservative values. The body of the man suspected of killing 18 people in Maine's shooting spree was discovered on Friday at a recycling facility where he worked. Robert Card was found dead in a parking lot from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Card's sister-in-law said that Robert began hearing voices and thought it was from people talking about him. A Lawrence man was arrested early Saturday morning after brandishing a knife toward police officers responding to a disturbance at the Tamarind Apartments at 15th and Iowa Streets. According to the LJ World, officers tased and allegedly intoxicated Timothy Faust after Faust kicked in a door at the neighbor's apartment. No one was seriously injured in the incident. Sadly, actor Matthew Perry, known to most of us as Chandler Bing from the TV series Friends, died on Saturday evening in Los Angeles. Media outlets have been reported that Perry was found unresponsive in his hot tub after playing pickleball earlier the day. Perry was only 54 years old. With Saturday's victory over Oklahoma, the KU football team is back into the rankings. The Jayhawks are number 22 in the Associated Press poll and number 23 in the USA Today coaches poll. For more on the game, here's Jagger.
Thanks, Anthony. Yes, the football team pulled off one of the biggest victories in school history on Saturday as the Jayhawks upset previously undefeated Oklahoma 38-33 at the booth. Devin Neal scored on a 9-yard run with just over 1 minute left, and then the defense held on for the win by forcing an incomplete pass in the end zone for the final play of the game. After the game, students stormed the field and tore down the south goalpost, which eventually ended up in Potter Lake. In the post-game press conference, Coach Leipold said he was especially happy for quarterback Jason Bean, who has overcome a lot of adversity.
I'm happy and probably pulling for Jason in ways that I don't always, because he's been unselfish. He could have left like a lot of guys do today in college football. A lot of things. He's been through a lot of ups and downs, and he just keeps coming back. And even in the fourth quarter, he throws the interception. And, there's some things there, but he just kept fighting. And that's all we can ask for him. And to see him make some plays like he did today, I thought was really special.
Bean, who rushed for a 38-yard touchdown, said it was a team effort.
Like I said, like I just told y'all, I've been through so much, and for this team to have my back like they do, and for them to allow me to come back and be a part of this team this year is, it's just kind of what I said to them. And first of all, I wanted to thank them, because without them, I wouldn't be here. And I think that's the main thing, is that I'm just proud to be in this situation.
With the win, KU is now bowl eligible for the second year in a row. Jayhawks are 6-2 overall and 3-2 in the Big 12 Conference. They'll travel to Iowa State this weekend for a 6 p.m. kickoff against the Cyclones. That game will be televised on ESPN. The volleyball team swept West Virginia last weekend to raise its record to 16-4 overall and 7-3 in the Big 12. The Jayhawks are now in third place in the conference and also moved up to number 14 in the polls. Next up is the Dillon Sunflower Showdown against K-State on Friday and Saturday. Kansas State is on a roll, sweeping number 8 BYU this weekend. First serve is on Friday at 6:30 in Horsch Family Volleyball Arena. The cross-country teams both finished in 6th place at the Big 12 Conference Championships this weekend in Ames, Iowa. Senior Chandler Gibbons placed 11th overall, which earned him an All-Big 12 selection. And on the women's side, senior Lona Latima and junior Kennedy Kruger finished 35th and 36th overall as KU's top placers. The NCAA Midwest Regional is next up for the Jayhawks on November 10th. Finally, the men's and women's basketball seasons are underway. Next up will be another exhibition game against Fort Hays State on Wednesday. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. in Allen Fieldhouse. The women's regular season begins the following Wednesday, November 8th, in Allen Fieldhouse against Northwestern State. That's all we have for today.